Welcome to Trend Guards. If you're looking for verified facts over tech hype, you are in the exact right place. Let's dive straight into this explainer. Look, the AI sector is incredibly noisy right now, but today we're cutting through all of that to look exclusively at the confirmed data driving the Q1 2026 startup boom. We're going to break down the structural shift in unit economics and what it literally means for the future of building companies. We are starting off with some absolutely staggering confirmed capital allocation data. According to reporting by Ahrefs, in the first quarter of 2026 alone, a massive $242 billion in venture capital was deployed directly into AI companies. That is just an immense amount of money. But, to truly understand why capital is moving at such an unprecedented scale, we can't just look at these macro numbers. We have to look under the hood. So let's look at the solo unicorn phenomenon, specifically through the Medvi and Base 44 case studies. To really grasp this macro shift, we have to look at these micro-level anomalies. Let's tackle the revenue side first. According to reporting rigorously verified by the New York Times, an entrepreneur named Matthew Gallagher used just a $20,000 investment and over a dozen AI tools to launch Medvi. Now, this is a telehealth company specifically selling GLP-1 weight loss treatments. Get this, they achieved $401 million in year one revenue. And right now, they are on a verified pace for $1.8 billion in annual sales. And they're doing all of this with just 2 employees, literally just 2 people. So how on earth did they achieve this kind of operational leverage? Well, Medvi's verified tech blueprint doesn't look anything like a traditional corporate org chart. Instead of hiring a massive marketing team or some giant call center, they deployed a very specific stack of models to run a highly regulated healthcare business. They used ChatGPT, Claude, and Grok for all their code and copy. They layered in 11 labs to generate voice, and then built custom AI agents to handle their day-to-day operations and customer acquisition. Basically, the AI acts as the operating system for a real-world business. Now, let's move over to the exit side and see how this builds, focusing on asset value creation. Calculist and Medium report that a 31-year-old solo developer named Maor Shlomo built an AI app builder called Base 44. He built the whole shebang entirely alone as a side project. Just 6 months after launch, he sold it to Wix for $80 million in cash. And it gets crazier. Within 5 months post-acquisition, Base 44's annual recurring revenue doubled to $200 million. This represents one of the fastest verified value creation curves in modern technology history. Which perfectly explains our next section, Q1 2026 macro AI venture funding. Those exact micro-level efficiencies we just talked about are exactly what's pulling the macro-level capital. Again, pulling from Ahrefs' verified reporting, AI companies absorbed a full 80% of all global venture funding deployed on Earth in Q1 2026. To put that acceleration into perspective for you, that figure is up from 55% just the year prior. Capital is aggressively concentrating where the leverage is highest, plain and simple. TechCrunch and Forbes reporting shows that this capital concentration is pushing valuations to historic, almost unbelievable highs. Anthropic is sitting at a $96.5 billion valuation. OpenAI is at $852 billion, and xAI closed a $20 billion round in just the first week of 2026, which pushed their valuation up to $230 billion. But here's the thing, it's not just paper valuations. We're seeing actual revenue compression. Claude Code has officially surpassed a $2.5 billion run rate. Midjourney is maintaining a $500 million run rate with approximately 40 employees. Historically, reaching these milestones took SaaS companies a full decade. Now it's taking a few quarters. This brings us to a fundamental structural transition, moving from headcount to variable compute. The traditional startup model, burning a ton of cash to hire 30 people for 2 years, has been structurally replaced. Fixed headcount has become variable compute. Employee salaries have literally transformed into API bills. And, as you might guess, API bills don't ask for free snacks in the break room. When your primary workforce scales digitally like this, the marginal cost of adding operational capacity approaches zero. And this shift isn't just some casual observation. It is rigorously backed by enterprise analysts. Gartner explicitly forecasts that 40% of enterprise applications will feature task-specific AI agents by the end of 2026. Furthermore, Forrester has officially declared 2026 as the year companies decide how far to digitize business processes entirely independently of humans. These agents are no longer just passive little assistants. They are active, autonomous participants in a company's operations. So, with the economics established, let's break down the actual 2026 AI builder tech stack. The most analytical way to view this is through the lens of model routing. Successful builders today do not pledge loyalty to a single model. No way. Instead, they route tasks strategically based on cost and capability. They're using Claude for heavy code generation and agent deployment. They use ChatGPT as a great general-purpose research tool. Kimi K3 steps in to handle massive, long context document ingestion. Qwen 3.8 Max is utilized for self-hosted equalated routing is the modern tech stack.
Now, this unprecedented accessibility to world-class reasoning has fundamentally altered market dynamics. According to rapidcode.in, AI now actively generates 60% of all new code written globally. That confirms a vital truth for anyone watching this sector. The technical barrier to building software has effectively collapsed. Building is solved. Consequently, getting people to actually see your product, distribution, is the ultimate, undeniable bottleneck today.
Which leads us directly to the solo founder roadmap. Given these new bottlenecks, a precise clinical playbook has emerged, and this is actively being used by verified solo founders like Thibaut, who successfully bootstrapped 5 different AI products to over $1 million a month using variations of this exact model. Step 1, target a highly specific niche with painful, repeatable workflows. Step 2, build a minimum viable product in days, not months, utilizing AI-assisted vibe coding. Step 3, and this is crucial, secure and absolutely own one primary distribution channel to solve that bottleneck we just discussed. Fourth, automate operations with agents before you even consider hiring a human. And finally, scale your capacity utilizing model routing rather than human headcount. However, as always on TrendGuards, we must impartially report the inherent risks of this environment. Because the infrastructure is so highly accessible right now, with roughly 80% of these new startups running on open-source Chinese models, the technical barrier to entry is basically zero. Because of this, LinkedIn analysts strictly warn of a massive influx of what they call zombie startups. These are products that can be shipped instantly, but completely fail to find a market or distribution channel. The technology itself is just a commodity now. Therefore, sound strategic business judgment is the primary scarcity in the market. We've laid out the verified data behind this profound structural shift. The numbers and the case studies are clear. But I want to leave you with a final question to debate, because this is a massive change. As fixed headcount permanently shifts to variable compute, will the one-person unicorn completely replace the traditional venture capital scaling model? Let us know how you analyze this data in the comments below. Thanks so much for joining this TrendGuards Explainer, and we will see you next time.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. It really helps the channel grow. See you in the next video.